This is my biggest issue with Pokimane. I'm gonna assume you know who Pokimane is, and if you don't, this video isn't for you. But I'm still gonna give you a little rundown of the basic situation. Basically, Pokimane actually just released her own snacks, her own snack brand. Like, you can go on and order it, and they're cookies, and you can eat it and stuff. And one of the biggest things that's actually being said about Pokimane is that she's upcharging her product, and it actually shouldn't be as expensive as she is selling it for, because people are saying that same product is being sold elsewhere. So it's basically like she's drop shipping this product to some people's eyes. And a lot of people are giving their feedback saying that this is unethical, or things as you're taking advantage of your audience just so you can make a profit, because it really isn't as expensive as you are marketing it. And that is when this viral clip went out that basically made her look like a fool.
When people are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
If you guys are anything like me and have emotions, you can obviously point out that this was just rude and condescending. It was so bad that people were making memes about it. There was viral tweets on people just degrading that behavior because it was so awful. Moist Critical himself even called out this behavior and just talked about how absurd it was for her to even act this way. So you might be asking, what's the big issue in all of this anyway? Well, my response is going to be more of a kind of logic and emotional response, and trying to be able to understand why she acts this way. If you call back to that video, you could probably understand how she talks to people, and it feels like anytime this person, Pokimane, gets in a drama situation, she always takes this kind of high stance person, and if she is looking or talking to someone that disagrees with her, she literally treats them like they're dumb or they're uneducated, or literally just belittles them in the tone she uses to get her point across. Another perfect example is when she was talking about why she wouldn't go to Kick. The way she talks is very belittling, and she paints a clear story in how she wants you to view the subject, and it also showcases her true colors at the same time.
Why would I compromise my morals and ethics for more money when I have money? Something about that is so cringe to me personally. Like, I understand, you know, if you need to make money, right? For me to do cringe shit when I have I can't. Like, ew.
Now, how I'm gonna respond to this going forward is basically how I've felt from watching these videos, and some people might get it twisted and say, well, that isn't actually what she meant, but that's not really what's important, because we're trying to get the point across that when you say stupid and disrespectful things, it's gonna have a negative effect on other people. What I get from watching these videos is that Pokimane really just doesn't care that much about the audience that doesn't directly support her, and you can see this in the way that she always tries to clap back in a way that makes her seem like she's always right or she's on top, and it's not really as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. It's just basically that her point and her viewpoint only is the right one, or at least the best one. And I want to get this point across, but whenever I listen to these clips by Pokimane, the way I feel is like some teacher or parent trying to scold a kid, or trying not to make it as big of a deal because that person is a kid and they are a parent. For example, she actually tried to apologize for what happened by saying, well, what I did was 100% intended to be a joke. I see why it came off as insensitive, and I apologize for that. What she is saying in this sentence is that she apologized that other people were upset. She isn't apologizing for what she did, and she isn't accepting any responsibility. She's in fact deflecting the responsibility onto the people that were offended or upset by it. At least that's how this situation made me feel, by the way, and that is exactly what I see from a lot of other people on Twitter. I would like to say that I am personally pretty neutral on a lot of things, and there isn't a lot that I actually would hate about most situations. I love learning about both sides and trying to understand it and coming to a better understanding, because I like that stuff. I mean, it's clear as day. This product that Pokimane's trying to sell is just upcharged, and if anything, why can't you just accept responsibility? It's really annoying how many freaking sidesteps a person needs to be able to take to be able to not accept responsibility. And not only not accepting responsibility, but degrading the audience that watches you. I mean, not only degrading the people who give you some criticism, but that it comes across that she just doesn't care a lot about her main audience. If her main care was for the consumer, and when you're trying to sell a product, it should be for the consumer, and when the consumer had concerns about the product, what she ended up doing was literally laughing at them and calling them broke. Whether it was a joke or it wasn't a joke, it still happened, and it is still impactful beyond measure. And while this might not be the actual truth, what it shows and tells me is that she doesn't have a real care for her main audience and really only cares about herself. And if the problem comes to affect other people, it's their problem, not hers. And I feel like that's just a huge lack of empathy, and that is my biggest problem with Pokimane. Even though she comes across in all these kinds of characters, but when it comes down to it, this is the version of her I see. And I can't say it's gonna change because she's built her way up being the person she is now, and so I just find it hard for her unless she's impacted some way that really gives her a change of heart. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but this is just how I feel about the whole situation. I would love to know what you guys think about this situation down in the comments.